would have noticed that last week Paul Theron was absent from Mad Markets and Closing Bell because he went to discover the new province of Mpumalanga, where I actually come from, yes. And he also discovered where electricity is generated in the country and, of course, coal.
I did have an inkling before I went, it's true.
Did you? Okay.
So yes, we did a cycle tour from around like the Secunda area all the way through Bethel and Carolina, ended up in Mashadadorp. So for those that want to go and check where that is, that's right in the heart, as you say, of coal mine and power station territory, and of course also the coal to liquid fuels plant at Secunda, an enormous revenue earner for the country and for the company. But I mean, I was quite amazed, not as much open cast coal mining as I thought. I mean, I thought the whole area would be a total wasteland. It said what there was a lot of, kind of trucks. I will tell you, trucks, coal trucks, going down apparently to those power stations down Majuba and Amersfoort, where they didn't bargain on having so little coal. So very careful place to cycle. You don't want to be on the main road.
So tell me exactly, what is your exposure to coal at this point?
Well, we own some BHP Billiton, which has collieries there, energy coal collieries there, although they are reducing their exposure. And interestingly, one of the places we went past was a tiny little ghost town called Darfur, which had like one Chinese lady running a little corner store. And then I see, while I was away, an announcement from Optimum Coal, one of the second-tier collieries, that there's a new colliery that's going to be developed in Darfur. Well, I think I almost feel like getting back in the car and driving back to tell the little Chinese lady that her ship just came in, because she looked as though she needed more business. So that looks like a positive development for her.
Okay. All right, let's delve into Libya. The oil prices coming under pressure, and one of the big reasons is because, and Bevan Jones, I'd like to quote him, he says, peace is breaking out.
Yeah, no, look, it's probably a little bit ambitious to expect that things are going to kind of, romp back to normal, whatever that means for Libya. But of course, that Libya has like 3% of world crude reserves. Most of the Libyan oil goes to Italy. And I guess with the oil game, I mean, it's all about prices and about future prices. So the idea that a significant-ish supplier is going to be coming back online in the foreseeable future is probably a positive. But as we know from places like Afghanistan and Iraq and so on, it's naive to think that, good times are about to break out in Libya.
So, Paul, a lot of people are saying that recession could be on the cards. Of course, it's 3 quarters of negative growth. We've got treasury yields below 2%. What does all this mean?
Okay, there are 2 sides to this, because I was interested the other month when Clem Santa was saying that if US treasuries go above 5%,
that's when we should really worry, because then the US wouldn't be able to service their debt.
And then it would be a sign of inflation or something. Well, it looks as though we've got the converse problem. In other words, people are getting anxious about US growth. So there's this move out of risk assets, moving into money market funds and the likes, and that ends up going into treasuries. So the 10-year US treasury at 2%, it's an amazing development. It's not a positive, clearly, because it signals that people are anxious. But I don't know, I'm kind of thinking, having been away from the markets for a couple of days and now coming back, that we've obviously still got the European thing going on. There's anxiety about the economic path in the US, but I get the feeling it's going to take a couple of data points and then everybody will
Why would you buy something that would give you only a 2% return?
Well, I guess it's that market environment again where people are concerned not about return on capital, but rather return of capital. Remember that cheesy line people used to use like a year ago, return of capital? Like at least I'm going to get my money back. I think it's that kind of thing. But all in all, I reckon let's just wait for a couple of positive economic data points and this whole cloud gets to clear.
So because I'm quite good at throwing darts, I've decided to do it with my eyes closed, or at least.
Fantastic.
So Paul, please stand
That's
away.
the only way
I'm actually
to
look into the camera and throw the dart. Let's see what I get.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So it's right up there with ABSA. Well, ABSA I think is like the stock which has gone down the most on the market today. So that's great dart throwing area.
Thank you very much. XDiv, it went XDiv 292 cents.
Damn, I thought I was going to catch you out. You knew it was XDiv.
Yes, I did know. Sorry for you. Okay, Paul.
Banks, I don't mind the banks, but for some people, banks as an asset class, and we're here talking about this global slump that's ongoing, and one of the sectors that seems to be leading the US market to the downside of financials hasn't really spread to emerging market banks, but on the whole, there's not that much to get excited about the banks given all this Basel stuff and what have you.
The Aquarius Platinum story, what do you make of it? I spoke to Sasha Narishkin a little earlier today, talking about the fact that it was dispensation.
What a legend.
Yes, for South African companies, but it's dual listed. Very quickly.
Look, the platinum stocks, they seem to be going down the wire on this thing in Zimbabwe. So the deadline is approaching. I get the feeling the companies are basically going to say no deal, and then the day after the deadline's going to come and the Zimbabwean government's going to have to back down. I don't know, it's like a high stakes game.